Hello my gorgeous people, my name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and these are your weekly horoscope tarot card readings, and they are for the fire signs of the zodiac, which are Aries, Leo and Sagittarius, and it's in between the 10th and the 16th of May 2021. So this weekly horoscope tarot card focus is for the fire signs of the zodiac, which are Erini, Leoni and my gorgeous Sagittarini. And of course I'm going to start with my gorgeous and with my ever so precious, my beautiful, my powerful Erini. My gorgeous Aries, my beautiful Erinis, I love you so much, but you know what? You are going to have a little surprise this week, and this surprise is going to be really great, really big, really important, but also at the same time rather unique. It is going to help you to open your eyes, but most importantly it's going to help you to connect and reconnect with yourself and see way beyond. And it is about the inspiration. It's all going to boil down towards the actual inspiration that you are going to have, and this is going to reflect on you in not only like sorry, in not only like a way like oh yeah, great inspiration and things like that. No baby, no. This is going to re-energize you. It is going to help you to kind of like recognize the opportunities in your life that you wouldn't normally recognize, because you're going to find yourself doing a lot this week. You're going to find yourself achieving a lot this week. You're going to find yourself like thinking a lot and being rather deep throughout this week, but then at the same time you're going to be benefiting from that like there is no tomorrow, because you will know exactly what to do when it comes to like the certain imbalance in commitments. This is when things are going to boil down towards the certain imbalance when it comes to your commitments, my gorgeous Erinis, because that particular imbalance is also going to have a mind-blowing answer for you. You will know what to do, you will know which step to take, you will know which path to take. And what is this to do with? It's to do with your personal security, with your finances, with your financial situation, with your personal security when it comes to your finances, but also doing the right things when it comes to working on a certain financial setbacks. You just need to remember to not to rush with things and just take one step at a time. This is very important because it's going to help you, as I said, to deal with a certain financial setbacks, and at the same time it's going to open up the whole new path to the actual opportunities that you wouldn't normally have. It's going to lead towards you making the right decision when it comes to luxury and culmination and the financial security in the future. This is a very important week also when it comes to healing the past. Actually, when it comes to healing the past, you know, in such a way when you kind of step into your future with strength and clarity. And this is exactly what you're going to do. And these feelings, these emotions, this beautiful, beautiful energy, it's going to come from the moment in time when you realize that it's time to move on from the specific part in your life. Do you know what is actually going to happen? You are going to have a mind-blowing epiphanies, my gorgeous Erinis, that are actually going to lead to magical opportunities. So what you need to do is pay attention to signs, pay attention to reading in between the lines, pay attention to every single time when you're kind of when you try to relax, when you try to chill out, when you try to do something. There is always something specific going to be on your mind. And I repeat, it happens when you reach the certain level of your consciousness and subconsciousness through your own relaxation. You find yourself on a very magical path in between now, in between this world and in between the spirit world. It's a very similar to the actual astral projection situation, you know, and it's also very similar to like kind of like a lucid dreaming. So something you're going to be reminded of this all time. The specific specific situation in your life that you're going to be constantly reminded of, that you need to pay attention to. This is very important because it's going to reveal the actual plan, that it's going to help you out so much in order to understand things for what they are, but also in order to understand that, basically the plans you're going to have this week, and there are going to be lots of planning, and some of the plans are really going to surprise you, like, why are you feeling like this? Why are you feeling connected to this? It's just something that you should follow, this magical flow, because nothing is coincidence. Everything happens because it's meant to happen. So you are going to find yourself on the greatest readjustment of your life. At around the midweek, you're going to find yourself in a rather kind of an indecisive situation. But then again, at the same time, just remember that it's all about the opportunity. It's all going to lead towards the certain opportunity you are going to have towards the end of the week, and that certain opportunity is going to bring you the greatest gratitude ever. You're going to be so happy, you're going to be rather delighted, and also it's connected to the part of your life within the last 9 months you were kind of blaming yourself, maybe that you made a certain mistake. So now karmically this is going to bounce back, and yet again it's going to provide you with an opportunity. And I repeat, it's pretty much so to do strongly with things that you have been thinking about over the last 9 months, but in particular with something specific that was slowing you down, but you were kind of blaming yourself that you made a certain mistake, but you didn't. Most certainly, because now this is bouncing back and it's providing you this opportunity, this wonderful energy again, and most certainly this is going to lead towards your own success. I will say that what is actually going to happen, you are going to have a very interesting beginning, but it's going to be much bigger. New start, new beginning, new option, new opportunity. You can start this literally, or you can just start it with your own mind. You will see it's like a seed, like a spiritual magical seed which you're about to plant, which is going to grow, and most certainly eventually it's going to become one of the most powerful trees in the forest, one of the most powerful and oldest and significant oaks in the forest, for example. This is the significance that I'm talking about, because this is pretty much so to do with your own specific journey, spiritual journey, but also the ability to see things for what they are and making the right possible decision at the right possible time, which is going to take an additional 14 weeks. 14 weeks this is going to take. Whether you're going to start the process and progress now, or whether you're just going to just start thinking about a new certain opportunity, certain thing on your mind, certain idea, it doesn't really matter, because even when you are thinking, when you are planning, this is also creating the specific certain energy that is very powerful, and it's at certain point when it's meant to gonna become rather obvious, and it's just going to manifest in such a way where you need to make a certain decision, and now suddenly you're feeling oh yeah, you want to go that way instead of that way. Now you feel this way is right, but before you were thinking otherwise, before you thought this way was right. So it's just going to be slight change of mind that you are going to have, but it's just going to be for the best when it comes to your spiritual journey, because it's going to take an additional 14 weeks, 1-4, until this actually manifests, and it's going to bring you stability. It's going to bring you really, really important moment when it comes to your personal victory, but also at the same time an annoying difficulty is also going to come to an end when it comes to the certain difficulties that have been affecting you so much. And this is rather personal part of your life, but it's going to be good because it's going to lead towards success, material attainment, advantage. You're going to find yourself in an advantage, and once you find yourself in an advanced stage, then you go so much higher with your spiritual journey. So it's nothing unusual to start feeling and connecting to different things. So this is something that you should be paying attention to when it comes to suddenly you feel you want to do this, you want to do that. Just pay attention to these changes that are occurring in your life, but most importantly, which changes do you feel connected to and drawn to, but you wouldn't feel before. So this is just a very good sign of your spiritual growth, which means that you worked really well on the certain parts of your life, in particular over the last 24 months, where you were blaming yourself, and now you are going to have this like opportunity to work with this again, but it's going to be from a much higher obstacle, which is only going to be very beneficial for you in so many different ways. You will realize that you are changes, and the change that you are changing, and the change is always good. And it's to do and also, as I said, you're going to find yourself on a really kind of like very much so an important stability through your own success and the actual material attainment, you know, and that in itself, it's going to make you feel sorry. That in itself is going to make you feel very powerful, my gorgeous Aries, and I really, really like it. You know, you just need to remember that there is the problem that is going to arise, and I want to say to you that you have to focus on a solution. This is now more important than ever, which means that you need to listen to yourself. It is not the time to go and get advice from somebody else. You simply have to follow your own intuition. The more you do this, the more sharper your mind is going to be, and the more closely connected you will feel to the specific parts of your life that you should be paying attention to, because there will be a very nostalgic moment. You're sorry, my gorgeous Aries. There is going to be a very nostalgic moment that you are going to have this week. And what is important, it's not to think about this specific part of your past, maybe of your childhood, or maybe of the past in general. You know, it's just really important to see how you feel when you connect and reconnect, because there is going to be a quiet, mind-blowing answer that you are going to have through this connection with your past. There's a certain part of you is missing, and you are not doing this, you know, and you should be doing it. Something very important and very relevant to your life right now, because once you realize what this is, once you connect and once you reconnect, this is also going to bring you a mind-blowing insight into the actual problem that you're actually going to be facing this week. So you see, the answer to that problem is actually going to be in the past, and that is going to remind you, refresh your memory a little bit, but it's about this powerful energy that is almost immediately going to raise your vibration to the point where you're just going to feel like very much so keen to do things, and you're going to feel very re-energized, and you're going to be very grateful for this wonderful energy. And you can only feel this, and you can only get the real sense of this once you get to this particular point. You know, you can kind of feel it now, but once you get to this particular stage, it becomes like really mind-blowing, because you just kind of like remind yourself how beautiful you are, how special you are, how gorgeous you are, how amazing you are, and how important it is to follow your own light, to follow your own spirit, to listen to your own soul. Now it's more important than ever, my gorgeous Aries. I tell you this, and you will know exactly what did I mean by this by the time you get to the end of this week, indeed. On another hand, very important information you are going to have, and I like this, you know, and this is going to mean to you so much, and it's again to do with things that you have been working on, the things that you have been trying to achieve, but it was also to do with things that were worrying you and bringing you down as well. So it's just like a mixture of things, you know. It's a fantastic, absolutely fantastic actual week to try to kind of like focus on things that kind of make your life go further. Like, for example, if you're looking for work, I would just keep going and like try to apply for as much as you can, for as many jobs as you can, try as many things as you can, because you are going to be growing spiritually, and that in itself means that there are going to be lots of things that you're going to feel attracted to that you haven't been attracted before. As I said before, this is something that you should most certainly not ignore, because this is your spirit calling you. The bottom line is, my gorgeous Aries, by the time you get to the end of this week, you will know what your call is. An important moment. It's going to open your eyes, and it's going to happen through you being very brave, through you being very daring. By the same time, after that moment in time, it's a remarkable revelation that you're going to have, and this revelation is absolutely everything, because it's going to open your eyes, but it's also going to show you the way. There are going to be two important paths ahead that you are going to have at the end of this week, and both of these paths are going to be just as important, you know. And both of these paths you didn't kind of have before, you didn't take before, because you had kind of lack of strength, and the lack of strength made you weak, and the weakness made you indecisive. So this is why emotionally you're going to feel really great and very powerful indeed. You are going to have a quite interesting a little omen this week. This omen is going to be so important, like I can't even explain, because it's going to help you to embrace things. It's going to help you to move forward, but it's also going to prepare you for an amazing, mind-blowing, like, oh my Lord, opportunity that you are going to have. An omen that I'm talking about, it's also, once you see it, it's going to take exactly 13 weeks for some kind of opportunity to kind of like go on the next level. Within the next 13 weeks are going to be so important when it comes to mind-blowing opportunity, which is at the same time going to go on the next level. I am indeed talking about a shortcut, spiritual shortcut, and this is what this messenger, your spiritual messenger, which is going to come through in the form of an animal. You will know it's your omen, you will know it's your sign, whether this is going to be a cat, whether this is going to be a dog, whether this is going to be a bird, whether this is going to be a fly. It doesn't really matter. Something is going to happen like vavavumishli, and you will know that you are sharing the same element and the same dimension with something else, some kind of creature which is sharing something very special with you within your own dimension. Whether this creature, this beautiful animal, is going to do something unusual, whether they are going to look unusual, or whether you're going to become aware of this almost immediately. You will know that, oh, maybe it's just going to look at you, you know, this little bird flies down, you know, and just looks at you, you know, and you will know that this is your moment. You will know that exactly 13 weeks later, within the next 13 weeks, you are going to have a mind-blowing unfoldment. When I say 13 weeks, it's 1-3, by the way. So it's going to be a mind-blowing unfoldment of events that you are going to have, but also it's about the opportunity which is going to show itself to you. And that opportunity is going to be life-changing and probably one of the most important things that are going to become available to you in your life. Just remember, it's going to be connected to that spiritual shortcut that I'm talking about, which means that karmically you deserve this. You were very, very selfless. You were working with someone. You were helping someone so much. You were doing something so generously, so beautifully, and so nicely. Whether this is your family member, or whether this is your friend, whether this is someone important to you, it doesn't matter. This is karmically important time where you are also going to get a beautiful, powerful, amazing reward, my gorgeous Aries, and I'm so happy for you. And this is going way back, you know, within the last 5 years. You have been just helping to someone so much. You made a huge impact in someone's life. Maybe you know this and maybe you don't, but most certainly your karmic reward, it's also going to be connected to this as well. And what your karmic reward is going to bring you, let me tell you. Maybe you were consciously like helping someone, or maybe you were subconsciously just so beautiful and so nice towards somebody that this is just going to bring you a really nice karmic reward, my gorgeous Aries. So now I'm just going to see, look at this. And it's pretty much so to do with you moving forward with an open mind. This is also at the same time going to help you to move forward with an open mind, because something is going to change within you, but in the best possible way. And that in itself, look at this. This is the big mama here, you see? Okay, move forward with an open mind, but at the same time it's about the new directions. You see, it's all boiling down to the actual new directions. But just remember, it's just as important to move on with an open mind, to be as open-minded as possible, and also to try to, it's okay to be inspired by the right people. But this week, when it comes to the actual asking for an advice and things like that, no baby, no. You really need to follow your own journey. You need to follow your own spirituality. You need to follow your own path, because most certainly it is not going to lead you astray. So very, very important, because this week with an open mind, new directions will be revealed. Okay, on another hand, what your what your tarot card of the week is, my gorgeous Erini. Okay, what is your tarot card of the week, my gorgeous Erinis, my gorgeous Erinis? Your tarot card, Six of Pentacles, of Six of Coins. You see, this is very important because at the same time it's pretty much so to do with the actual situation that is slowly coming to an end. You know, this is no time. Please do not worry about money. Do not worry about finances. Do not worry about financial security. Do not waste your week for something like that. This is a very powerful week when it comes to the actual planning, when it comes to the actual moving beyond the limitation, moving beyond those points in your life that you think that they're blocking you. So what is blocking you? What is preventing you to move on? Because there is the certain path that you have found yourself on, but you are like halfway there. But now you're going to have the greatest reminder of your life, exactly why you're here on this earth, and what your specific actual role is. You're going to have a moment of like spirituality, you're going to have a powerful sign, but then at the same time, you know, this is going to awaken so much around you. And also when it comes to worrying about money, when it comes to worrying about the finances, you know, this is not of the week to actually waste your time to worry, but it's most certainly like not the great week to kind of like buy something big or buy something huge or just waste money or something like that. Most certainly this is an important week when it comes to planning, but not when it comes to the actual overspending. If you feel like a rush towards something, like to overspend or spend something like that, if it doesn't work out for you, then just most certainly don't do it. But it's not the time to actually plan this week, you see. And also look at this High Priestess, like surprise, you know, it's about your own intuition. And just let me tell you that at around the 10th, 11th and 12th, so this is starting on the 10th this week, so at around 10th, 11th and 12th, I need you to pay attention to what is the first thing on your mind in the morning. Pay attention to your dreams if you remember your dreams, okay? But more specifically, 10, 11, 12th of May is the first thing in the morning. When you wake up, you open your gorgeous eyes, and when you feel like you need to do something, do it. No matter what this is, whether it's to wash the carpet, to wash the window, you know, to smudge your home, or whether it's just something is in your mind, or I need to kind of go out and do this, you know, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is, just go for it, because you're being sacredly guided. It's not so much about you doing that specific thing like washing the windows, but it's about you finding on your path, working with this energy, because that is going to help you to kind of like really realize something. It's going to show you the certain revelation. At the same time, your intuition is most certainly going to guide you towards something very important, because you're going to find yourself in a rather confusing situation and you will know exactly what I mean. So this is something that is actually quite significant when it comes to you to pay attention to your own intuition, but also at the same time it's about the balance, and don't rush into anything. Just remember that the things that come to you this week, some of them are going to be quite long, going to have quite long journeys connected to them, but don't let that put you off. Just remember, patience is now more important than ever. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous and with my ever so precious, my beautiful, my powerful Leone. Do you know what, Leone? As soon as when it comes to you, I just feel like before I even start this reading, you know, please, if you can make sure that you're taking something as an additional calcium, something that is going to help you out like there is no tomorrow, because I do feel like the problem with the skeleton and the problem with the sensitive bones. So just please, if you can possibly make sure that you're taking calcium, or like a products that are really high in calcium, magnesium, but also like an additional vitamin D. This all needs to be natural, without any unnecessary additives, without any unnecessary ingredients, because something that is going to help you to feel so much better. And also an additional zinc would be absolutely remarkable as well. On a another hand, just try to make sure that you sit in the correct way, try to make sure that you sleep in the correct way, and try to make sure that you're paying attention to your body, my gorgeous Leonis, okay? In such a way, I mentioned this before, it's important. Like if you feel like you can't move, okay, in that direction, then try to do exercises around this area in your body. Or if you feel like, oh, this is hurting your top back, then make sure that you're doing necessary exercises to work on just that, because your body is going to be communicating to you, and you just need to make sure to use it wisely. On another hand, what I also like, Leone, is the fact that the energy is just going to change this week so drastically, so dramatically, so much, and it's going to happen in such a way. First of all, you're not going to be able to tell where this amazing energy is coming from, and it's just specifically, it's going to have such a positive impact on you, and you're going to find yourself, energy is very important, and especially this part of energy, because you're going to find yourself on the same page again, I'm saying, because you have been thrown back, from your own path. My gorgeous Leonis, I know exactly, because you had quite a lot to deal with. You had certain problems to deal with, like very heavy problems and very negative problems, most certainly connected to the certain specific people or a group of people in your life. So that created this particular battle. But then again, it's not really easy to deal with this type of situation, especially when these people reflect on us in a certain way, or this person reflects on you in a certain way. Then you just need to kind of have the certain outcome, you need to kind of have the certain rebound, and this drained your energy quite a lot. So this is all really beneficial when it comes to this week, because you will see it, you know what I mean, because you will kind of like if you don't feel kind of worst, you're not going to feel better. Do you know what I mean? As soon as you feel worst, as soon as you feel negative, very soon you're going to feel positive and optimistic. It's how things work in life, especially when it comes to our spiritual journey. It's just about a very important learning experience that you are going to have about somebody, but also most importantly about yourself, because what is going to happen this week, it's going to bring you an amazing, mind-blowing, big mama outcome. By the time you get to the end of the week, there is going to be a very strong sense of release. Things are changing, things are moving on, but most importantly, it's about the opportunity that is going to allow you to continue something very specific and very important in your life, and it's to do with who you are, what you do, and it's to do with your own specific spiritual journey as well. I like this. Your eyes are going to be open through this wonderful, very inspirational energy, my gorgeous Leonis, and that in itself is just going to help you realize how much things can actually affect you that are happening to you. Maybe negative things, they can drain your energy like, oh my lord, like there is no tomorrow. But more specifically, you will realize how this can actually affect you within so many different aspects in your life. So by the time this week starts, it's going to be like rather boom boom boom, vavoomish moment in time, when this energy has a really nice flip-flop moment, and you are going to be able to remove yourself from the situation that is dominating you in a really negative and bad way. And most importantly, it was dominating you in such a way where your own personal security and power when it comes to finances and financial situation has been affected. You are also going to become aware of the fact that there is going to be this certain, like a bit of a competition going on. So that means that you're going to be very powerful. That means that you need to express yourself throughout this week. That means that you need to do as much as you can this week. That means that the more you do, the more you're gonna get. The more you do, the more you're gonna respond. The more you do, the more you're gonna respond in a very powerful and a subconscious mind way, where you will do the right things and say the right things without even thinking about them. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. So it's It's time to make yourself known. It's time to actually really communicate and throw yourself into all sorts of situations. You will learn a very important part of yourself that you're going to need to work on. If you don't jump in the water, you will never learn how to swim, my gorgeous Leonis. It's time to jump in a watery, and you're going to learn how to swim. This is important. And once you learn how to swim, you're also going to become very, very quick and very, very fast, and you are going to be able to see the gorgeous little island that you wouldn't be able to notice before, which means it's bringing your own personal reward. What was draining your energy over the last 3 or 4 months, now this is going to start changing in yourself, and it's also going to start working in your favor. Just remember, there is an important competition that you're going to become part of. If you're looking for work, my Leonis, just go for it. Go express yourself. Do what you want to do. The more individual and unique you are, the more powerful and shiny your energy is going to be. Okay, because you're very strong signs in itself when it comes to projecting your energy without even doing anything. But once when you kind of like set your mind to do things, you're like, whoo, you go really, really far because you're great, you know. And so if you're looking for work, if you're looking to expand yourself, if you're retired, for example, it doesn't matter. You're just looking what the next dark aspect in your life it should be, it will be, it would be, you know. But what is blocking you at the same time? It's important because you are going to find yourself on a bit of a spiritual path, which is going to make you feel, oh my God, like a bit of an indecisive Lala. But then indecisive Lala is quite good, because all you need to remember is that you need to choose the path which is going to help you to avoid the conflict. This is what you need to remember. And especially in between this week, you know, this is something that you need to remember and something that you need to pay attention to. On another hand, when it comes to the actual balance, this is brilliant. People in your life will be so important this week because you will be told something by somebody in your life, and this is going to give you an idea, and you're not going to be able to leave this idea. You're not going to be able to let this go. This is important because it's going to lead towards you talking about it, you expressing yourself, but also blending the ideas of others with your own in order to create something absolutely superb, something very significant, and something very powerful, and something very unique when it comes to its longevity in your life. You know, it's all about the self-control, patience, but also the balance as well. Everything this is going to be absolutely perfect. On another hand, sorry Leonie, sorry. On another hand, so I'll slow down. On another hand, no, I can't. On another hand, my gorgeous Leonis, is basically, you know what, let me tell you, this will be great. You will have a really successful compromise. You are going to have a really successful compromise. And this, my babies, works both ways. On one hand, it's something that you really are waiting for, something that really scared you, something that made you feel fearful, something that made you feel negative, something that confused you. But on another hand, this very powerful energy, when I said that it works both ways, if you are looking to have a bit of a chitty chat with someone, if you're looking to work on a certain problem, certain negativity, you know, something with somebody really negative, oh my God, in your life, you know, now this is the time when you're going to have more power and more Vavumish energy in order to reach the highest, best possible compromise when it comes to yourself. So you see, it works both ways. So if you are waiting for the compromise, it's going to be rather successful. But if you do want to kind of have a chitty chat with someone who is just being very much negative figure around your life and was bringing you down, this is the time to make this successful compromise. More important, my gorgeous Leonis, than ever, because you know what, you're actually going to you know, be very sharp, you're going to be very quick, and you are at the same time going to surprise yourself. I'm not saying that you're not normally sharp and quick quick, but I'm just saying sharp and quick about the specific situations and people in your life that are creating a little bit of a negative energy blockage, and you're going to surprise yourself, and then at the same time you're going to realize how much you have spiritually growth. And somebody very special in your life, also somebody who's close to you, is going to tell you something, and it's just going to be so great because it's going to make you feel so good, because it's to do with what you always wanted to do. It's to do with what is going to make you feel so happy, but it was kind of down to that person. So that person is going to surprise you. They're just going to come out of the blue, like literally, and they're going to tell you some kind of information, and you're going to be like, oh my God, really? Oh my God, really? 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 And this is going to surprise you so much. 3 major specific things in your life are going to change. This is going to be mind-blowing, life-changing, and it's also connected to your own happiness. This is going to rejuvenate you. It's going to rejuvenate your soul. It's going to rejuvenate your spirit. This is going to mean to you so much, because you will know that there is a light at the end of the very, very dark tunnel, and most certainly it's coming. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Leonie, I'm going to see, where are my oracle cards? Oracle cards, oracle cards, oracle cards, oracle cards, oracle cards, cards. Here. My gorgeous Leonie, look, I'm just going to see what is going to be the oracle card for you this week. Oh, pam, pa-da-da-da, pam, 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 pa-da-da-da, you see these new directions. I'm so happy, but it's about bravery. It's about a bright time in our lives. It's about feeling re-energized. It's about realizing how important energy is in our lives. I know it sounds like, oh yeah, energy. No, baby, no. I'm talking about a specific energy that just re-energizes you, not only your body, but your mind as well. Not only your body kind of is able to endure things, you know what I mean, for much longer, but it's about your mind as well. It's about your creation. It's about your creativity. It's very important for you to understand that a certain continuation, it's also going to need to take place, okay? Move forward with an open mind. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Leonie, I'm going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week. My gorgeous Leonie, what is going to be your tarot card of the week? Do you know what, Leonie? I've got a spirit called Barbara. Spirit called Barbara is with me, my gorgeous Leonie. And Barbara was very, very unique when she was alive. She was very quirky. She was very beautiful. She was very ladylike. You know, there was something very specific about her hair, something very specific about her face, something very specific about her cheeks, something very specific about the way she dressed. She was very ladylike in so many different ways, in the best possible way. I mean, ladylike, just really, really nice. There was something like a very powerful about her perfume, because I can smell her perfume. Very beautiful, very gorgeous, very, very, very unique. At the same time, what Barbara was doing for living was rather different and very unique. Her job made her who she is. That's what she's saying, and that's what she's communicating to me. Barbara said that you just need to be strong, and you just need to be going. You need to keep going. You have got the necessary strength with you. You are going to be dealing with the situation, and you're going to be dealing with the problem, you know, and it is this week, and it is going to kind of, oh my God, it's going to kind of make you scared a little bit. But just remember that you need to be strong. Through your own strength, you're going to also realize things that you wouldn't normally realize. Your own strength is going to be majorly important for that push that you're actually going to have. But when that happens, just remember that there's something very significant is actually going to happen to you, and you are going to be able to embrace certain part of your life like with such a powerful way, in a different way. And this is again to do with your spirit growing, because you've been through so much, and this is the first time in ages that you will be able to sense the essence of yourself. It's about embracing the future, but it's also about stepping into the future with an open heart. Just remember that. It's very, very important, my gorgeous Leonie. And Barbara, this is the spirit of Barbara who is still here with me. Barbara is also saying that you are going to have a remarkable opportunity at around the end of the week. This opportunity is going to change everything, because it's going to help you realize the specific information, but also the idea that you will get is going to be life-changing. Okay, so that was message from Barbara, Spirit Barbara, who was here just now. King of Pentacles, King of Coins. There you go, my gorgeous Leonis. This is important. It's about the inspiration. On one hand, you know, you are going to be inspired with yourself, and this is beautiful because of the information that you're going to have about your own specific journey. It's also going to inspire you, and that in itself is just kind of going to set you new things, you know, when it comes to your future. And this is going to be really important when it comes to actually following your own intuition, but also be inspired by the right things that you should be inspired by at the same time. You are going to be kind of like somebody very significant and very important in your life. It's going to be playing a quite powerful role. You are going to be told something specifically from someone in your life that you should be paying attention to, and first of all, you're not going to like it, but then again, a couple of days later, you know, you're just going to realize this completely different side of that picture. So first of all, you're not going to understand it, but then again, it's going to be brilliant, because it's going to be like almost like an advice coming from somebody who knows you so well, specific person who is very unique and very kind of like important in your life, but it's also very powerful figure in so many different ways, because it's going to lead towards the inspiration and the strength that you're going to gain through this person in order to move forward with your life. That person is going to be directly responsible for you getting the strength and courage to deal with somebody really kind of negative in your life. Okay, so now the next sign that I'm going to be talking about is going to be my gorgeous Sagittarini. My gorgeous Sagittarini. I need water, water, water in my mouth. Just a second, my gorgeous Sagittarini. I need to come out of my forest. I'm sorry, Sagittarini, but I need a little bit of water. Do you know what, my gorgeous Sagittarini? You are kind of going to really surprise yourself this week, because you are going to have a bit of like a kind of like a challenge. Okay? And the challenge that you're going to have is just, it's going to surprise yourself the way you're going to feel about this. And the challenge that you're going to have, it's not something that just came out of the blue. It's not something that just happened yesterday, but it's to do with the situation that was really kind of like on your mind over the last 12 to 13 months. Now suddenly you're going to feel this very strong sense of direction, but also at the same time, this is going to boil down and this is going to lead towards the actual challenging situation, you know. And you wouldn't normally kind of go for this, because it just requires a certain experiment for you to make, and this certain experience that is required from you to make, it's purely to do with things that you are doing, things that you are making, things that you are creating, things that you are doing in your life that makes you feel happy. But also it's to do with you kind of playing with things a little bit and see how they can come out. There is a very specific situation that is going to come out of it, and you're going to be able to recognize something really powerful about yourself. So just remember, it's about you actually dealing with a challenging situation, but also it's about you allowing yourself to try different things in your life at the same time. It's all about you having the ability to look at the things from a slightly different angle, but most importantly to be very experimental. Let me make this kind of like a bit more powerful. Let me make this a bit more significant, because most certainly it's going to be, in fact, it's going to be powerful, life-changing for you. The more experimental you are. So what you need to do, anything that comes to you that you should try, that you want to try, anything that comes to you that you want to kind of like begin, anything that you want to change, you know, now it's most certainly the time, because you will be able to use your intuition, but also you are most certainly going to benefit from the fact that you will be able to read in between the lines at the same time, and you on top of that are going to be able to connect to your own situation like there is no tomorrow, and that in itself is going to give you strength over weakness. There is the certain weakness that is going to become absolutely evident in your life at around the midweek, my gorgeous Sagittarini, and this is most certainly something that you should be paying attention to, because at the same time you're going to release yourself from the situation that no longer serves you. Something was worrying you so much, and you need to let go of that worry, and as soon as you let go of that worry, you will see how quickly your life is going to start changing. It's all in your mind. Our thinking is power. Our thinking is energy. Our words are energy. Our letters are energy. There is something that you have been kind of blocking yourself and slowing yourself down by kind of not giving enough credit to yourself. And you are remarkable. You can achieve so much. You are very powerful, my gorgeous Sagittarini. You're like, ding! When you set your mind to something, you know, you do it that quickly, you know, just like with an arrow, you know, you just do it that quickly. When you set your mind to something, you just kind of look at it, and that's your perspective, that's your focus, and nothing is going to stop you. And this is a very incredible power, and it's very unique about your own sign. So, which means that you don't need to worry, you don't need to bring yourself down, you don't need to feel negative, because the power of your mind is just slowing you down. So it's going to be very interesting which situation is going to rise up for you this week, my gorgeous Sagittarini, which is going to require from you to think slightly differently, and also to be rather experimental, because this experimental word, experimental, is something that you need to pay attention to, because this is about to change your life, because through this you are going to get the actual idea, and the idea that you're going to have, it's only going to be tiny, and it's going to take an additional 8 weeks until this comes up. So within the next 8 weeks, you are going to start the process and progress, which is going to be mind-blowing later on. But within the next 8 weeks, this is the time of unfoldment. This is the time of you planting seeds, the spiritual seed, which is going to grow into something really, really important. And it is just going to start with a tiny little idea. You don't even need to start anything. You don't even need to kind of begin anything this week. But as long as you're open-minded, as long as you're optimistic, as long as you're positive about it, you know, that's it. You just leave the door open within your mind, within your subconscious mind. So therefore, you're not going to prevent yourself from moving on, because you are going to cross a really powerful spiritual bridge as well. And I really like it, because by the time you get to the last part of the actual week, the last day of the week, you know, you will know that a certain effort that you need to continue, you know, it's very, very important not to stop or anything like that. You just go for it, continue. But my baby, at the same time, it's about this idea that is going to be born within this week. I repeat, that idea, it could be really like something really tiny, something really little, but within the next 8 weeks, as I said, it's going to be growing, and growing. And by the time 8 weeks are finished, it's going to become a big mama. And the big mama that I'm talking about is just going to become so obvious that this has got a very strong and powerful connection to this week. So this is the time to inspect. It's time to explore. It's time to kind of be adventurous. It's time to be really daring, because there there is also going to be the situation within the first 2 weeks where you're going to feel really, really daring indeed. In particular, you know, where you thought that it was like your weakness, some kind of situation is going to take place and it's going to involve a certain person, a certain group of people, or the specific situation that you become very weak about. And this is pretty much so to do with like things in your life when it comes to the actual planning, accomplishment. You've got a King of Pentacles. It means that you are going to have a really powerful energy around you when it comes to accomplishment, balance, and things like that. And this in itself is going to influence you and impact you even more, my gorgeous Sagittarini. But I'm just saying that the first couple of days in particular, you know, it's all about the weakness, the certain weakness. What was making you weak? What was making you slow? What do you have to pay attention to? This is so sacred, my gorgeous Sagittarini. You have no idea, because it's about the things that have been making you weak and draining your energy. And now, my Lord, you're going to have this opportunity to work on it. And this is going to have a flip-flop spiritual moment within the first 2 days. So what is this? It could be something emotional. It could be you missing someone. It could be somebody connected to you that is like worrying you. It could be the specific situation, but this was bringing lots of weakness to you. So this, you need to work on this. It's important, like crazy important for you to work on this. Now it's time. You're reaching a very powerful moment in your life when it comes to your own personal, circle. You're reaching a very important full circle. So that's why the weakness that you feel within the first 2-3 days this week, they're also going to bring you a mind-blowing big answer. And that in itself is going to reflect on you. It's going to open your eyes. It's going to give you the necessary strength, courage, by giving you the full control over a situation, by giving you strength, self-confidence, energy. And that in itself is just going to really almost immediately point you towards like an indecisive moment, like, oh my God, indecisive. And almost immediately you are going to make a really powerful decision. And that powerful decision is just pretty much so really going to be connected to almost immediately to the actual very, very exciting, mind-blowing opportunity. And this is going to bring you something very big, something very important, something very significant into your life. Not only you're going to like kind of make yourself like a very kind of stable in so many different ways, but I think that you're going to become very successful after this moment in time, you know, in so many different ways. And this is going to go for a long time, for a long way to come for you and people in your life, people around you, people with you, people who are important to you. Everybody's going to be benefiting from this, because most certainly you're moving on. You're moving on because you will be dealing with that particular weakness that was like slowing you down and affecting you for such a long time. Okay, and it's very important, you know, to remind you that it's all going to lead towards an exciting opportunity, something very significant you're going to be able to do later on, purely because of this moment in time. On another hand, you know, it's just about the actual difficulty, you know, that is actually going to really kind of slowly start coming to an end. That obstacle is slowly going to start coming to an end. But on another hand, just remember that the last day of this week, you need to remember to that effort continue. You need to continue the certain effort until the actual full success is attained. Just remember, because you will think that the last, don't get confused with this vibe and this energy, because very often it raises our vibration, but then our ability to realize things, understand things are like mental and in the best possible way, because we see opportunities and we feel so kind of closely connected to them. And it only happens every now and then when we have this absolutely remarkable power, you know. So it's just like you're gonna feel like, oh no, a little bit drained, like something came to an end. But no, baby, no, don't get tricked into it. So it's important to not to get tricked into anything at the end of the week, especially on the last day. You need to remember, you need to continue effort until full success is attained. Okay, please do remember, and you will know exactly what I meant. Okay, so now, my gorgeous Sagittarini, I'm going to see what is going to be your oracle card of the week. my gorgeous Sagittarini. And also, on another hand, you know, it's about, you know, when it comes to your intuition, it's going to be very strong and very powerful and very significant and very sharp. And, you know, it's about awakening ancient wisdom. And that is going to reflect on you with a deep, you know, it's going to bring like a deep knowing. Deep inner knowing, and especially what is emerging within you. Something is going to start emerging within you, and this is pretty much so to do with your wonderful spiritual journey. Just remember, improvements require persistence. Remember this, that improvements require persistence. And this is also the double mama, letting you know that, you know, at the end of the week you're gonna have a confusing situation and you're gonna think that something came to an end, but it didn't actually come to an end. It's just going to need more persistence. One of the challenges that you're going to have, and this is going to be a huge challenge, it's when you just need to remember, keep going, keep going, keep going. You're on the right track, you're on the right journey, but most certainly you are doing the right thing. But you're also going to realize something very powerful about yourself, powerful about your strength. You do need to give a credit to yourself sometimes, but you also need to allow yourself to be who you are. If you feel like, oh no, you know, negative, or if you feel like you can't do or achieve something, most certainly you can. Look at this as well. New directions, absolutely remarkable. It's something that you have been waiting for a long time, something that hasn't been changing in a long time, something that hasn't been happening in a long time. Now it's finally about to happen. I'm so happy. This is sacred, absolutely sacred week when it comes to you, my gorgeous Sagittarini, indeed. So now I'm just going to shuffle these tarot cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week. Seven of Wands. You see, it is just absolutely perfect time. You are going to realize that the certain people around you, you know, are draining your energy a little bit. You know, the certain people around you maybe have been a little bit negative, and that have kind of reflected on you as well. So you just need to kind of realize this, and most certainly you are going to. As soon as you realize this, you're going to realize the specific part of your life you need to kind of ignore, or you need to kind of avoid. You know, it's about the discontinuance in your life, my gorgeous Sagittarini, but it's also about you basically removing yourself from the situation that no longer serves you. You know, you're almost going to feel like dominated by someone in your life, and this is also going to be your sign to kind of protect yourself around that person a little bit by kind of being around that person as less as you possibly can. But then on another hand, you know, there is going to be powerful revelation that you're going to have. King of Cups, it's all about the actual emotions, feelings, but it's also going to be something very specific that you're going to be told by somebody very special in your life. That person is very powerful, very strong, very significant, very unique, very beautiful, very successful, very strong spiritually. You know, there is a perfect balance, and that person is going to surprise you like so much, because there is a specific information you will get through that person. And you know, and you will know that that person is going to confirm something to you, and this is going to be very, very important, because you know, things that didn't make sense are almost immediately going to start making sense. Not only this is going to reflect your energy, but it's most certainly going to begin and start the process of your transformation. Okay, trust your spirit and listen to your soul. Very important, my gorgeous Sagittarini, indeed. Okay, my gorgeous people, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. So I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.